What really happened in the military that led to Kim Taehyung, BTS member and global icon, sustaining an injury that was not officially announced to the public? Why was Jungkook's contract extension announced right after this unexpected news quietly spread within internal army communities and Korean media? Are these two major events connected, or is it all just a coincidence? A shocking piece of news has emerged from behind the walls of South Korea's military. Taehyung, better known as V of BTS, is reportedly injured during military training. Trusted sources within the entertainment industry and military community revealed that the injury was not just a minor wound. Initial information obtained suggests that an incident occurred during a tactical training session requiring personnel to endure extreme conditions. While there has been no direct confirmation from HYBE labels or the military, this news has rocked the global army community that had thus far calmly believed that all BTS members were serving safely at the same time. News that should have brought happiness to fans instead felt bittersweet. Jungkook, the Golden Magne, was officially announced to have renewed his contract with HYBE. A strategic move published through the company's press release, complete with a statement that this decision marks Jungkook's long-term commitment to BTS and his solo career. However, the public started to wonder, why was this contract announcement made precisely when rumors of Taehyung's injury began to surface? Is this an effort to divert attention? Or is it a signal of upcoming changes in BTS's internal formation and dynamics? Too many coincidences in a single day. In journalism, when too many coincidences occur at once, it's no longer a coincidence, it's a pattern. And that pattern is now forming behind the scenes of South Korea's entertainment industry, which is known for being secretive, tightly controlled, and filled with carefully orchestrated communication strategies. An exclusive source who requested anonymity for safety reasons said that Taehyung sustained an injury to his leg during a night training session in harsh weather conditions. According to the source, the condition isn't as severe as feared, but is enough to hinder Taehyung's mobility and daily activity. Even more surprising, the source mentioned that the incident became a serious discussion point within HYBE. There were significant concerns about the psychological impact this might have on other members, especially Jungkook, who is known to be very close with Taehyung. The source said, from a medical perspective, there are no official reports from the military hospital where Taehyung is said to be receiving quiet treatment. However, observant fans have noticed his absence from several official military correspondence activities, usually shared through digital channels. This has sparked speculation that he is indeed in recovery and has not yet returned to regular activities. Interestingly, Jungkook's contract extension announcement took place just hours after this injury news began to surface on community forums like the KU and Tan. Netizens began to connect the dots between these events. Some see this as Jungkook showing solidarity by committing to BTS during a time when one of the members is in a vulnerable condition. Others are voicing suspicions that the contract announcement was a calculated move to overshadow internal chaos. An entertainment industry analyst remarked that this is the most crucial moment in BTS's history since their military hiatus began. We cannot ignore the fact that this industry is heavily reliant on narrative. And when that narrative is shaken by two major events happening at once, we must read more deeply. They said in an exclusive interview, from a crisis management perspective, what HYBE is doing fits textbook damage control. Distract the public from negative news by announcing major positive developments. However, in an era of digital transparency and social media, this step has triggered even more suspicion. Especially since Jungkook himself hasn't made any personal statements through weverse or Instagram regarding his contract renewal, making the public wonder, was he truly ready, or was this decision forced by situational pressure? Behind all this, the public is starting to piece together shocking possibilities. Could Taehyung's injury be serious enough to alter his career trajectory in the future? Is Jungkook's contract extension a signal that he will lead a new BTS formation post-military service? Is this the beginning of a massive restructuring effort by HYBE for this legendary group? There's also speculation that Taehyung may require a lengthy recovery period, which could impact BTS's much-anticipated comeback, reportedly set for after all members complete service in 2025. If he cannot perform fully, will this mean an adapted formation or even a delayed schedule? Meanwhile, several investigative journalists are digging deeper, searching for medical records, digital traces, and internal interviews to confirm this news. Some suggest that the injury Taehyung suffered is not life-threatening but serious enough to limit his movement for several weeks. There were even suggestions that Taehyung himself requested not to make his condition public to maintain emotional stability among fans and fellow members. If that's true, then Jungkook's decision to extend his contract may not be just a business strategy, but a deeply personal act of solidarity. The close relationship between Jungkook and Taehyung has long been in the spotlight. In numerous interviews, both have referred to each other as a support system in facing industry pressures. So, if one of them is hurt, it's natural for the other to feel compelled to make a significant decision. Even so, the absence of an official explanation remains a problem. In an entertainment world filled with expectations and digital transparency, silence is a double-edged sword. It can protect, but it can also spark uncontrollable speculation. And that's exactly what's happening now. However, amid all this information frenzy, we are confronted with one fundamental question that must be answered by every reader with full awareness and responsibility. Did the incident of Taehyung's injury and Jungkook's contract renewal truly occur as reported? Or is this merely a constructed narrative designed to create a certain impact in the public sphere? Does the information we read and spread today truly reflect reality? Or has it become part of a discourse architecture intentionally crafted for economic gain, media politics, and psychological influence over fans? It must be stated that all the information we present originates from various digital channels, ranging from TikTok, Twitter, to YouTube and Korean community sites such as Pan and tsekook. Many also stem from fan forums and netizen analyses that try to piece together fragments of information scattered across cyberspace. Yet the crucial question is, how accurate is information that comes from these sources? Are we relying on truth, or merely trusting a constructed perception? We cannot ignore the reality that in today's digital era, information can be manipulated, guided, even packaged in such a convincing manner, even though it has not been factually verified. So then, are we to remain passive consumers of these narratives? Or do we hold a moral and intellectual responsibility to ask deeper, examine further, and question the motives behind every piece of news? We are not asking you to instantly believe or reject what we have conveyed. Instead, we urge you to think,
to weigh,
to investigate. Because behind every big headline, there is always a dark space waiting to be illuminated by your critical questions. Think twice before sharing. Reflect 3 times before believing. And ask as many questions as possible, because that is the only way to approach the truth. Thank you for reading and for remaining reflective. Let us keep this discussion intelligent, fair, and critical.